All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. Dylan here from Shire Rugby. I know it's been a while since I've posted, just been super busy. Wanted to give some hot takes on the Ireland versus New Zealand game. Here in the States, I had to get up super early to watch the game. It already concluded by the time I woke up, actually around 5 a.m. my time. Luckily, I was able to watch the stream without any spoilers, didn't see anything from the score, so I just watched the game. And yeah, first, we know the conclusion. New Zealand took the day, and I'll talk about New Zealand there, and then Ireland, and then talk about the game as a whole. New Zealand just played phenomenally. They had their right players in the right place. They pushed on Prendergast. They did not let Balakoon have any space whatsoever, and they just played marvelously well. And if you think about the All Blacks from just a couple years ago, there's quite a few new players here, and they still these new guys are just stepping up. I mean, moving McKenzie to 15, I think, is a really good call. And Ruben Love, man, what a player. What a player. He just, that Roygaard, Ruben Love combo is deadly. And McKenzie, I think McKenzie has what it takes to play fly half, but I think just having him at fullback is where you need him. That is a good position for him, and I think that this is a good future for the All Blacks with everything. Ireland. Let's say that Ireland made 80% fewer errors. New Zealand still would have won by at least 2 tries. Because really the only error that led to like a major turnover was Will Jordan's try. Just painful to watch, though. That's what I'm saying, is that like New Zealand played phenomenally well, and they were able to capitalize on every error that Ireland made. And even if Ireland was in good form, they would still have been beaten. Not necessarily as soundly, but still they would have been beaten in the match. So that's a bummer. They scrummed well. The moment of the match for me, though, the best individual move of the entire game would have been between Ruben Love's 50-22, which was just, oh my word, or Josh van der Fleur's poach. That was so quick, so smooth, so elegant, so even New Zealand was like, whoa, whoa. And the sir responded, very good. I think it was well done. I can't remember his exact wording. Oh my. He was just like, yeah, it was a good steal. I was watching it. My eyes were on the ball, and all of a sudden it was just like, it looked like it was just handed to van der Fleur, but no, he poached it. It was a full-on poach. First man, just so smooth. That was one of the best poaches I've seen in a test match in a long time. Just handily won. Brilliant. I think that was my favorite. I wish that it had led to more, but man, Ireland, we were beaten on pretty much every position was just beaten. And I say we, I'm an Ireland fan. I don't really have a reason to, I'm an American from the United States. I do not have any national connection to Ireland, except my mom's side is some Irish, I think. But I've just always supported Ireland. I think that they could have stepped it up. But again, every single position was handily beaten. Gibson Park, what is going on? Just rare mistakes from him. Could not get it together. That being said, the first 12 minutes, I thought, hey, we're going to have a good test match. This is going to be, sorry if the camera's shaking. I don't know what else to do here. First 12 minutes, I thought this will be a good test match. This is really shaping up, and then it just fell apart. And those errors compounded. And, okay, I never blame a Sir for a game. But for a while there, it was like, really, dude? Offside, offside, offside? You're just calling Ireland on everything. And then there was a couple things there that's like Dan Sheehan, I can't remember what specifically, but I remember him looking at the Sir like, how is this not a bigger infraction than what it is? And I watched it, I was like, yeah, I can kind of see the frustration, but really, guys, it was Ireland's fault. They should have played better. They were out of form. Every single position, 1 through 15, was just bested. And then, of course, the impact players just made a much bigger impact for the All Blacks. I'm surprised that the score was not even bigger, a bigger difference. Man, you think of like the 9-10 Roygaard to Love versus JGP, he should be pretty much on the same level as Roygaard. He has the same potential. We've seen them at the same form, I should say. Roygaard probably has a higher potential just because he's younger and already just phenomenal. But Prendergast just his strengths were not strengths really today, and it's just a downside. It's just a bummer. Just passes just straight into touch. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? And there are a few cases where it's just like, just hold on to the ball. Just get tackled. It's rugby, for crying out loud. Like, you have support, they'll ruck you. We'll retain possession. And even, like, there was one that went out into touch. It's like, guys, even if we lost possession there, they're pinned at in their own, like, 15, within their own 22. If you lose possession there, it's not that big of a deal. There's no need to... You lost possession anyway by chucking it into touch. That was ridiculous. McCloskey had a decent game, but, it's hard to beat Jordy Barrett. Ringrose had a better game than he's had recently, but he's just not at the same level as... Tapua, is that the center's name? Wingers just got... Balakoon had one unfortunate knock-on, but he had a good game otherwise. He was just... New Zealand was in his face because they knew where the threat was. Jimmy O'Brien, I think, did well while he was in. For what, again, you're just going up against world-class players on every single position. Keenan had a really good game, but he made that one mistake. His footing was off when he touched the ball into touch, but he was trying to save it. It was going to go into touch either way. I don't think that was an error, really. It's just unfortunate is what that was. But McKenzie was just a better player than Keenan, and Keenan was probably in the best form. Towards the end there, I was hoping that Tad Byrne would have gotten some more steals. But man, I was watching him after 70 minutes. His hands were on his knees. He's getting tired, that old dog. Old dog is what I heard a commentator call Peter O'Mahony before he retired. So I was like, I love that term. Tad Byrne, I think, has taken that place of old dog. Big Stu McCloskey, McCarthy. I was actually impressed with McCarthy. He kind of held his temper under control. I didn't see him make needless errors. There's one game of, was it last year or the year before in the Six Nations, where he just grabbed a guy down and just chucked him down. Not even the ball carrier. He was chasing the ball carrier and just grabbed a random, I think it was a Frenchman, just put him to the floor. Just like, that was a needless yellow card. Just dumb. James Ryan had a decent game. That should have been a red card, a 20-minute red. The clear out on Josh Van der Flair. Josh Van der Fleer had a pretty good game, just solid, you know, mostly quiet work except for his one really good piece. And guys, Ruben Love just destroyed it. Luckily, we didn't let Will Jordan have any, you know, ridiculous plays. Man, just a great game for the All Blacks. And of course, Artie Savea, brilliant, world-class guy. Ireland they've just got to get these errors under control. I have a problem with the world rankings right now. I would put Ireland at like 5 in the world. Yes, they have the potential to be higher because they have the individual prowess, the individual potential to play higher of each, if you look at every single player. But somehow together, they're just not playing well. You're telling me that France, who has A, beaten Ireland this year, and B, they got beat by the All Blacks a couple weeks ago, but at a much closer game, are still rated lower than Ireland? Sorry, guys. That's not fair. So, not good. I disagree with those rankings. I do think that Prendergast, with a little more coaching, I think Johnny Sexton needs to work with him one-on-one. I kind of like Frawley. I know Crowley's probably my favorite fly half for Ireland right now, but Frawley, I like a Frawley Osborne. I think that both of them should be on the pitch together. I think that they're pretty dang good together. Prendergast, first of all, this is something that Tim over at Egg Chasers Rugby, love his channel, was saying is, what's going on with Prendergast's hair? Just cut it off all the way. I don't know what this thing is in the back, but I've noticed that with a lot of the Irish players is, why do they have these ridiculous haircuts? McCarthy, I don't like it, dude. And then not Timoney. Of course, I can't think of his name now. One of the Impact players for the Irish side. Just this ridiculous, like, mostly shaved, and then this stupid, like, braided ponytail thing. Just get rid of this stuff, guys. Doesn't look good. I don't like it. Anyway, haircuts aside. Overall, a good test match. All Blacks, I think, have the potential to really go all out. If they continue with where they're at right now, maybe have Beauden Barrett start at 15 and then put McKenzie on the bench at 23 because he can play anywhere. Barrett can play anywhere, but McKenzie has a tendency to play so well off the bench. And if he could replace a tired Beauden at the 50-minute mark and play for 30 more, I think that other than that lineup is a team that could easily, not easily, but they could, through a tough match, I think that they could beat South Africa when the time comes. So we'll see. Nations Championship is after today is going to be on pause for a while until we come back later in the year. So that'll be excellent to see how this all plays out. But Ireland, you got to regroup here. Don't hang your heads too low. Just look at the adjustments that you need to make them. Prendergast, learn how to play the full game, not just see space. You gotta play a full game. Okay, rugby is more about defense than you might realize. All right, that's all I have for now. Cheers.